guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm in another hashtag. This is hashtag August Revelations by Empathic Tarot. I originally saw this tag on Sammy Menzo's channel. And I am subscribed to Empathic Tarot, but I just hadn't gone that far into my subscription list because I'm subscribed to like so many channels that I don't get to like sometimes watch everybody's videos like every day. So then I went back and watched Empathic Tarot's video and I was like, that's really interesting. I just thought this might be an interesting little tag to do. There's only 11 questions, but you kind of have to explain each of the cards. So we had to go through all our tarot and oracle decks and try to pick out cards that we would consider to be friends or spirit guides or are like us or our message, and just all sorts of fun things. So let's go ahead and just get a little stretched out and yeah, let's get pumped, tarot pumped. So the first question is my doppelganger. So which card most physically looks like me? So I don't know. So I kind of went through all my decks and I looked for somebody who was like tall, brown hair, brown eyes, kind of buff. Didn't find any like that. However, the Journey into Egypt tarot, I found the Queen of Coins. I felt that she kind of looks like me. I mean, what do you guys think? I'm really into tarot, or is that really into tarot? Yes, I'm really into tarot, but I'm really into Egypt too. So I kind of thought, well, you know, I'm into Egypt, and you know, one of my names translates into Egypt, which is like kind of cool. So yeah, there you go, Queen of Coins. Looks like me. I mean, she's got dark hair, dark eyes, kind of a chunky cheeks. Yeah. Number 2 is to find a card that is my soul twin, so a card that may not look like me but is me on the inside, so my inner self reflected in a card. And so I chose from the Steampunk Tarot, and I chose the Queen of Wands. Hello, words today. And the reason I chose her is number 1, she's on a horse, and I resonate fully with like horse energy. I've loved horses all my life. I love riding horses. I love hanging out with horses. I like taking care of them. But then I noticed on his bridle down here is like a fox, and so to me, foxes can be tricksters, but they're also very clever. In some cultures, they're seen as shapeshifters, and I think that that really represents me fully, as I've tend to, you know, I just kind of morph into whatever I need to be at the time of, you know, whatever problems arise, or if I'm laid off on a job, you know, and I have to right away pick something else up, you know, I can't be jobless, you know, I need to make money. So I've always been very clever at trying to figure out what is it that I'm good at, so that I'm always working. This chick up here, she seems to be, you know, pretty much in her power. She's no nonsense. I can be that way on the inside. I mean, I'm pretty laid back too. But, you know, and I'm noticing, you know, the structure of her outfit. I do enjoy structure. I do love being no nonsense when it's needed sometimes. You know, other times if I don't need to have an iron grip on things, I can go with the flow. But I always pursue my passions, whatever they may be. You know, I've never had that, well, I can't do that. I mean, I've been maybe kind of embarrassed about like going into certain things if it was like kind of against the grain of like society or any, you know, what everybody else is doing. But I've always just done my own thing, you know, even if I got made fun of, or even if people looked at me funny. I mean, I'm used to people looking at me funny all the time. So yeah, there we go. That is my soul twin. Number 3 is my crush. So who in my decks would I totally date? So I had a hard time narrowing it down to one, so I actually chose 3 dudes. So first dude comes from the Green Witch Tarot. And oh yeah, it is the Horn Gaunt, and I believe that Empathic Tarot, she chose this card as well. I mean, to me, he looks like a young Mel Gibson, kind of. And I'm like all for a guy who's like all man, just freaking macho and masculine pheromone city. So yeah, I mean, I like a little bit of chest fur, and I mean, I don't know if I date a dude who's got antlers growing out of his head, but I mean it works for this guy. So I mean, hey, you never put it out of you know. So yeah, so I thought this dude from the Buckland Tarot, the Page of Bowlers. He's another just like swarthy, suave, just like, yeah, I need help moving some weights. I got some dumbbells that you can move, and possibly a bench press, and maybe a barbell, and yeah, so so I was like, okay, yeah, yes please. And then the Nine of Wands from the Cosmic Tarot, to me he kind of looks like a young Val Kilmer, and actually my boyfriend I think looks like a young Val Kilmer as well. I mean, hopefully it doesn't go the direction of Val Kilmer where Val Kilmer's head like exploded, but like young Val Kilmer circa Top Gun, like, yeah. So I think if you mesh the blonde hair, blue eyes with the swarthy, with the chest fur and just macho city, that is my man. Okay, question number 4 is a spirit guide. So out of all my decks, who would I consider my spirit guide? And I actually chose 2 from the same deck, and it's from the Magic and Manifestation Affirmation cards. I chose the horse and the unicorn. Like in reality, because I resonate with, you know, animals quite a bit, nature energy and all of that. And I do have a couple of spirit guides, one being a horse and one being a unicorn, and I do work with them rather closely. And so looking at these 2, maybe even have them face each other. Looking at these 2 from this deck, you know, it's just, they're just free, and you know, and just so full of magic and excitement and joy. And it's like, yeah, I was like, you guys can, like, you know, be on my dodgeball team, like you guys be my homies, you know. Totally be my spirit guides. Question number 5 is a card that you think is spooky, that maybe you like try to avoid, or maybe you're not like totally into if you pull it in a reading. And I chose 2 cards. I mean, I don't think that, I mean, I'm not gonna have like nightmares about them or anything. I mean, they're not clowns. I really don't like clowns. I don't know many people that do like clowns. Or big ugly spiders. Clowns and spiders, I think. Yeah. There are 2 cards that I find like a little like weird. I mean, I'm not like super scared of them. I mean, I'm not gonna pull them in a reading and go, oh shit, and like, you know, toss it across the room. But yeah, so from the Wildwood Tarot, the Guardian, I don't know, there's just something kind of creepy. I know it's supposed to be like a bear skeleton, but it's just like he's all like, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, he's just kind of like a weirdo. So yeah, I mean, he's kind of like creepy, maybe not spooky, but he is creepy. From the Le Vampire deck from Lucy Cavendish, the Prey card. I have a thing about people breathing on my neck and like creepily touching me. You know when people like creepily touch you and they're like, oh hey, how you doing? And you're like, I'll just creep myself out. Yeah. So yeah, just the creepily, ew, creepily, like, don't be in my ear, don't breathe on my neck. Like, that's just creepy to me. Number 6 is a funny card. So I chose the Pusheen the Cat tarot deck, which is actually a free tarot deck that you can download off the internet and print out for yourself. And I love the Tower card in that deck. Like, every time I look at it, it makes me laugh, because that's literally every cat I've ever known. Even our little Puma Wally likes to like watch crap fall off of places like countertops, dressers, if he's on the refrigerator. It's like there's an awesome video, if you guys find it on YouTube, where it's this really like fluffy cat and he's on the countertop, and there's like a little glass cup on the oh no wait, it's like a coffee table. So there's a little glass cup on the coffee table, and you can hear the girl, she's holding the camera and she's filming our cat, and the cat's looking down, he's like and like pushing it towards the edge, and you hear no 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 no, and he like looks, and it's like, you know, like the Kill Bill dun, dun, dun. And he's like looking at her, just just right onto the floor. It was like pretty badass. So yeah, definitely makes me laugh every time. Number 7, we had to choose a divine feminine and a divine masculine card. So from the fairy forest, I picked Duria, and I picked her for divine feminine. Now remember, when we're talking about feminine and masculine, doesn't necessarily mean feminine is female and masculine is male. However, depicted in this picture, with the, you know, the foliage and the nature all in her, you know, hair, the colors on her face, like around her eyes, like her eye makeup, her eye color, the strong gaze is almost to me a duality between the masculine and feminine, where to me feminine can be very powerful, you know, where here you have this nurturing, abundant type, you know, imagery around her, yet there is a strength to her. And so to me, that's what really embodies divine feminine, is to have a nurturing, kind strength about yourself. And so I think that this card really depicts that. For divine masculine, I chose from the Way of the Horse, and I chose not to choose a person. Chose not to choose. Chose not to have a person. I chose a horse, and so whether this is male or female horse doesn't matter. I just feel that the horse embodies the divine masculine. You know, here we have strength and power. I mean, if you've ever gotten bucked off a horse, I mean, that'll take the wind out of you. You know, if you get kicked in the chest by a horse, you could die. You know, I mean, horses are powerful, strong creatures, and to me, it's just amazing that, you know, they allow us to ride them, you know, right on their backs. But they are huge, powerful, strong creatures. And here you have this powerful creature, yet there's a grace about this creature. So there's a grace and a fluidity. And here you have the lavender down here. So it's almost like a calmness, sereneness about the way that this horse is galloping. So again, it doesn't matter if it's male or female. To me, this is masculinity. It is power. It is strength. It is full on just brute. Yeah. But there is a grace, a fluidity, and a calmness to what they do. So yeah. Number 8 is a friendship. So who would I like to strike up a friendship with? And I chose from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. And this one is the Wild Red Rider, Blessings Bestowed. But I just more or less like how Kuan Yin is depicted in this picture. She's, you know, floating around on her, what I think is a yak. And, you know, she's just looks like she's having so much fun. And even the expression on her face, I don't know if you guys can see. It's just so happy, and she's just like, hey, come with me, it'll be a good time. Yeah, I really want, I mean, I have a couple of friends that are just like, you know, they're down to do whatever, and it's like, hey, we're going to Yosemite next week, you coming? I'm sure, you know. So I like those friends with the you know, a sense of adventure, and just like, let's just drop things and let's just go, let's, you know, see what happens. You know, because I like spontaneity sometimes. Sometimes I'm very like structured, and I'm just like whatever, Mo from the movie WALL-E. Just around, just cleaning everything, you know, not about breaking the rules. But, you know, Mo did jump off his little, I don't know, the little laser beam thing that kind of kept him on his little route. So I guess, yeah, I'm kind of like Mo, and that's what I kind of look for in my friends is, you know, they're the other part of me, the wild part of me, the adventurous part of me that just wants to just go. I just want to drive into the mountains and I just want to go. I want to go get lost. I want to go get I want to go have awesome experiences. So I definitely think she would make an awesome friend. Number 9 is which card would I have compassion for? So meaning I would see the card and whatever is being depicted in the card, I would help them out in a heartbeat. So in the Halloween tarot, I saw this card, the Five of Ghosts, and they just all look so sad. I mean, look how cute they are. You have this little like jack-o'-lantern dude, you got these little ghosties, and it's like they spilled their little pail of water, and I'm like, I can get you another pail of water, you know, so I would definitely want to help them out, you know. I mean, look how cute they are. How do you not help them? I actually chose 4 cards from the Mystical Cats Tarot. I mean, obviously I have a soft spot for cats, but I have a soft spot for animals in general. I chose the 10 of Fire, the 10 of Sky, the 9 of Sky, and the 5 of Sky, so a lot of swords energy going on there. But here we got, you know, a fire breaking out with these cats, and I'm just like, what idiot left the fire going with your animals inside the house, you know? So yeah, I would run into a burning building and save them. And then this little guy, you know, he's missing an eye basically, he's starving, he's beat up, he's scratched up. I would take him in, you know, he's obviously had a really hard life. And then you have this little cat having nightmares. Every now and then our little Wally, you can tell he's like having little dreams, his little nose is twitching, his little ears are twitching, his little paws are going, and I'm like, oh. And so I pet him. Sometimes I can tell he's killing in his dreams, and sometimes he's eating and he's drinking in his dreams, because you can hear him like lapping up the water, and then he's like going crunch, 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 crunch. So those are good dreams, but sometimes if he's having little nightmares, I want to help him. And then the last card, it's these like asshole cats are ganging up on this other guy just because he looks different, and I'm like, I'd totally go in there and just like friggin' throw water on these cats, scare them away, and like go help out this little guy. Like, hey, it's okay. So yeah, I would definitely help out those guys in a heartbeat. Number 10, we had to choose some cards that best depicted our perfect home. So I chose from the Medicine Woman Tarot, I chose from the Earth Power Oracle, and I chose from the Green Witch Tarot. Okay, so as far as how my home would look aesthetically, I totally want to live in just a little place in the forest, with lots of trees, maybe live in the mountains or even in the desert, or I don't know, just kind of out far away from civilization. And out there I would also like a massive tree that I could sit under and meditate or write or read, but aesthetically that's kind of like the house I'd be going for. From the Earth Power Oracle, I chose the card that says my favorite place, because literally that would be my favorite place, but I love that in the card it's got, you know, tons of grassy fields to run through, there's mountains here, and I like, well, that's kind of, I guess, where I live now. I mean, I don't have fields to run through, I have like hills and mountains and rocks and snakes to run through, but I kind of like that. So, and it also looks like, you know, kind of far away, remote, which is nice. And then I chose a Nurturing Lodge of Bowls for kind of how I want, what I want going on inside my home. You know, I want there to be an abundance of food and love and laughter, and friends can come over and family can come over, and, you know, and they can enjoy, you know, our beautiful home and, you know, the beautiful scenery around our home. And so yeah, so that would be a description of my perfect home. And finally, the last card. Get the little knots out of this my neck here. Question number 11 is choose a card that sums up your whole message. So my whole message. So I decided to pull from the Food Fortunes deck, since that's kind of quirky and weird, and I think that's kind of like descriptive of my personality anyway. And so here we have the Two of Cups, where it says the Fountain, and I think that definitely sums up my message. So for this, I actually like flip through the deck and had the deck choose the card for me for this one instead of me choosing the card. Everything else I chose the cards, but this one I had the tarot choose for me. And so I think that this sums up my message really well, where I believe that everything is a balance. Everything that is created with balance. You know, if you want to have a long healthy life, you have to have a balance of, you know, an enjoyment in your food and good nutrition. You have to have moments of kind of just lazing around the house and moments of exercise. If you want to do well in a career, you have to have your sleep, but you also have to work really hard, you know. So for me, everything that is created through perfect harmony and balance. And so that's kind of my whole message, is just everything needs to be balanced. Whatever it is you want to create, you want to create happy home, you want to create a healthy lifestyle, you want to create you know, a fabulous career. Everything needs to be balanced. You know, when the scales are out of balance is when things get a little out of whack and our lives get a little crazy. We can't always avoid craziness, but if you can try to keep things as even keel as possible, then, you know, things are going to be pretty sweet. All right, Empathic Tarot, thank you so much for creating this hashtag. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I guess I will catch you homies later. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I'll see you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.